Thanks. Um, Welcome to Ancestry, Beginning Ancestry Part 2. Today we're going to be going over navigating from the tree to the summary card and some items on the profile page. Just a reminder, these are the 4 beginning ancestry courses that I teach, and last week we did linking your family search account and menu overview, and I think they put a link to, they recorded last week's class, and I believe there's a link in that in the chat if you want to see that. And then next time we'll do part 3, searching and adding information and sources, and then comparing ancestry with family search, plus using your Ancestry DNA test. Okay, we're gonna just kind of start here at the beginning where you sign in for Ancestry and then go to the Trees tab, and that pull down will open up the different trees that you have created in Family Search, and also some menu items to help you manage your tree. The one I want to talk about right now is importing your tree from Family Search. So if you click on that under the Trees menu, the pull down Import from Family Tree. Look at that, my mouse froze up on me. Here we go. I think it's got some dust on it or something. There we go. When you click on that, it will bring you to a Family Search authorization. Basically, they just have you sign in, make sure that you're signed into Family Search so that you can connect those 2 accounts and sign in. Click on the sign in button. It will prompt you to sign into Family Search with your username and password. Just type that in, enter your password, and click sign in. Then you will be prompted to create your tree or to import your tree from Family Search into Ancestry. At this point, you'll have the opportunity to name your tree what you want to call it. In this case, I had typed in Busby family tree, and there is a checkbox that you can allow others to view the tree, or you can make it private by turning that check button off, and then the tree you create is only you can view. Once you've made your decision on those, then click the save button. And this is going to show that your tree is uploading. So that bar going across the top, just give it a minute. And then once it says 100% loaded, your tree is finished uploading from Family Search into Ancestry. From here, you'll see the name of the tree, when you last modified it, what your role on this tree is. In this case, you're the owner, or I'm the owner. And there's also tree settings under the Tools tab. If you click on, the name of the tree, Busby Family Tree, that will open up your tree that you uploaded from Family Search.
Nancy?
Yes.
Hi. We have a request for a little more volume.
Okay.
If you could just maybe talk a little louder.
Yeah,
Thank
I will
you.
talk louder.
Thank you.
I'm not sure if I can make it more other than with my own volume, so thank you for asking that. Okay, so here is our family tree that we imported from Family Search. Under the Trees tab, you'll now see that tree I created, Busby Family Tree, appears up here in that list of trees that are available to view. There it is, Busby Family Tree. Now I want to go to Create and Manage Trees. From here, you can do a couple of things, or a few things. You can create a new tree just from scratch. You can also import your tree from Family Search again, if that's what you'd like to do, or if you haven't yet, this is where you can do that from. Or you can upload a GEDCOM file. GEDCOM is created in other programs that you might, they might prompt you to download a GEDCOM file, and so that will create a file of all of your information on your tree that you can then upload into Ancestry. So that's another way to get a tree into your Ancestry account.
Mr. Busby, there's a question of if you can import less than 3 to 4 generations.
Well, I think if you want to do that, then you'll just need to import the people one at a time. I think the only option is to import people like an individual or the 3 or 4 generations at a time. Okay, so if you want to create a new tree, click on create a new tree, and it's going to open up this window that shows a family tree where you need to add someone. So click on add a home person, and you can fill that information in about their name, their date, their name, their gender, their status if they're living or deceased. Also the birth date and the birthplace. And it will, when you start typing in, like for instance, I typed Upland, and it'll bring up some options, some standard options for you to pick from, and you can see if the place you're wanting to type in is in that, and you can select it there, or keep typing if you don't see it. And then click continue when you've filled in the information that you know about that person. And you'll see that there's my Jane Doe tree that I've started here. Next, you'll want to add a parent to this person. And I go through and fill out that same information for the parent of the starting person on the tree. And when you click save, once you enter a second person, that's when it's going to prompt you to name this tree. So in this case, for our class here today, I've called this one the Doe family tree. And it's also got a button here where you can toggle on or off if you want to allow other people to view this tree. And just know that in Ancestry, any people who you've marked as living are hidden. So if you do allow others to view the tree, they can't see people on your tree who you have marked as living. So then click save the tree. And you started a brand new tree from scratch in Ancestry here. When you click on the tree menu, you can see that now that's added another tree to the list of available trees under my account. All right, let's go back to create and manage trees. And now I'm going to show you an example of how to upload a GEDCOM file. So if you've created or been given a GEDCOM file from someone to share information, this is how you do that. From here, you'll want to choose your file. So it'll be on your hard drive or on a flash drive or something. So select your file, and then you can name the name of that tree, whatever you want it to be. Choose whether to make this tree public or not, or to make it private, which means only you can see it. When it's public, other people, your tree is searchable by other people on Ancestry. So that's if you want to be doing collaboration and sharing information back and forth with people. That would be a reason to make the tree public. And then if you have any other notes or details that you want to talk about this tree, to add into the information about it, you can type it in there and then check the box that says you accept the terms and conditions of uploading the tree. You can go in and read those there, because we know we all read those, right? And then click upload when you're ready. Okay, then it will show you that it's uploading that tree. So you just give it some time, however long that takes, depends on your computer. And once it says it's 100% uploaded, you'll see it appear here under the trees menu. And then you can go to tree settings and invite people. So if you want to invite other individuals to share this tree or to view this tree from this trees and menu to manage your trees, create and manage trees is where you get to this window. Okay, I want to go over the pull down menu that will appear under the when you're on the tree on one of your trees. So in this case, I'm on the Jedcom Doe family tree, and we're going to look at the first tab, pull down tab, which is tree overview. So this class is really to get you familiar with all these different menus and where they take you and some of the things they can do, so that as you're using Ancestry, it'll help you get more familiar with the different features that are available to you. So hopefully this is going to help you out there. Okay, when you click on tree overview, it will open up this window that tells if you have photos loaded in the tree, any stories, audio, video. It also tells the name of the home person, the last person viewed, a summary of all the data and information and people that you have in there, and how many hints are available on that tree. And the hints come from other member trees and also the data and documents and card catalog files that Ancestry has. Okay, so now we'll go to the pull down menu and click on View Tree. That takes us back to the tree. And we'll take a look at what the media gallery is. So when you're in a specific tree, this all of these different options are what is information about the tree you're currently viewing if you do have multiple trees. So under media gallery, you can see and add any photos or documents that you want to. If you want to add media, up on the top right hand side, there's a button that says Add Media. And when you click on that, it will prompt you to upload media from the computer, or if you want to type in a story or copy paste from a document, you can upload stories that way too. The next tab over in the media gallery is the photos. So you can designate certain documents or photos as photos, and then it will only show those specific items. The next tab over is stories. So any stories that are uploaded on your tree that have to do with specific people on the tree, this is where you'll see those. So we'll give a list of the ancestors on the left and what the description is, and on the right hand side who that story is attached to specifically. And again, on the upper right hand side, if you want to add a story or information to a specific person, you can click Add a Story up there. You can also upload audio files. I know that more and more people have audio files that they can upload, and videos. This is where you can click here to upload your audio files and your video files. Okay, now I'm going to go back over to the left where we have the tree pull down, and you'll see under the we've gone over View Tree, Tree Overview, Media Gallery, and now we're going to go over the one that says All Hints. So this is going to cover all hints on this tree that are available out there. You'll see there's a little leaf in the upper right hand corner on that black tab that goes across the top. That also will take you to all your hints. So there's a couple of different ways to be able to view the hints on your tree. Tree settings is the next one down. This will take you to a window where you can see the information about your tree. You can change how you're managing it, who your home person is, or if you want to set it to none, so there's not a specific home person. You can change the name of your tree if you typed it in and went back to it another time, decide you want the tree to be different. Under tree settings is where you can change the name of your tree. And you can also manage your tree, so you can export your tree as a GEDCOM file to your computer. Sometimes people will do this if they want to share their tree with someone who has a different program maybe that they're running. They want to be able to upload a GEDCOM. You can also delete your tree from here, but just keep in mind that if you do that, there's no going back. There's not an undo button. So make sure that you mean to delete a tree, that if you go there and do that. Warning, this action cannot be undone. So they do give you a warning to remind you, which is nice. Okay, under privacy settings, this is something that you'll want to, when you create a new tree, or if you have a tree and you haven't looked at this before, I would suggest that you go into the tree settings and look at the privacy settings, read through all of the different options that you have, and you can push these little buttons on and off, toggle them on and off to make your tree be public and private, and just scroll down through the different options that are there. Those are very individual to you. And when you have made any changes or updates to that, just click on Save Changes. The next tab over is Sharing. So I've got, under here, you'll see I have 3 people who I am sharing this tree with. Their usernames in Ancestry are listed on the left, and their role, if you can make them a guest or an editor, or you can check whether or not they are allowed to see living people. You can also remove people from that invite list. So this is where you want to manage any invitees that you're sharing your trees with. So when you make, and then you can also invite new people from this button too, or from this this menu. And then when you're done updating anything you want to do there, click on Save Changes. Okay, now going back over to the menu, we are going to look at sharing. You can share your tree by inviting people to view it by emailing them a link to view your tree. You can share your username, or you can also create a link that you can text or email to someone, that you can share a link that will allow them to take a look at your tree. So that's what the sharing button is going to do for you there. You'll also see that in the upper right-hand corner, there is a share button across that top menu. And on the right-hand side, that is going to take you to the same window to share. So there's a couple of different ways to get to, if you've got someone in your family who's requested that you share their tree with them, or if you want someone to share with you, you can help them find how to do that too. Okay, the last one on this list that we're going to jump to is the family group sheet. So when you click on family group sheet, that will bring up a, in this case, it brought up the person who's the home person on my tree, which is George Thomas Talley. Above that home person is going to be that individual's parents. And then to the right is the parents of his wife, and to his right is his wife. It will have the relationship information, in this case a marriage, and then it will list the children. And from this page, you can see you have some other options. You can add a child from here. You can add a spouse. So it's just kind of a quick overview of the family if you want to look at a specific family group sheet. If you want to print the group sheet, that option is available from this page in the top right hand. And then if you click over on the top left of this gray menu, you'll see a little green family tree icon. That will take you back to your tree and out of this family group sheet option. So when you click on that, it takes you back into the tree. All right, there's a couple of different ways that you can view your family tree, and I've got highlighted up here in red in the top left. You can view the tree like branches on a tree going off to the right, or you can also view your tree as a portrait view. So if you click on the second one down, that takes you to the portrait view. So it lists the individuals with any pictures you've uploaded for them. And you'll often see these little leaves, these little green leaves. That means there are hints associated with those people. The little blue icon that you'll see come up, some people have questions about that. That has to do with through lines. And if you've taken a DNA test through Ancestry, when you click on that, it's going to bring you into the DNA portion of Ancestry, where you can see other people you are related to and have in common with that specific person. So you can see on my tree, I've got a few names here and there that have that little blue icon. If I wanted to try to hook up with relatives who are in common or doing research on those specific lines, I could click on those. Again, in part 4, we'll go over a little more deep dive on the DNA stuff. But if you have a question about what that is, that's what those little icons by the people's names are. Also, when you're in the tree in this view, you can zoom in and out on the left-hand side. So the plus and minus will zoom you in and out of your tree, so you can navigate and move around that way. And then the little backward arrow, circle arrow, takes you back to the standard view. And it also takes you to to who you've selected to be the home person on that tree. And then the last button on the bottom is a DNA symbol, and that will take you into the DNA menu of Ancestry. When you click on that, it opens up this DNA discoveries on the right-hand side, and you can actually toggle those through line icons on or off. So if you don't want to see, if you're not interested in looking at DNA information at a particular time, you can actually toggle that on and off. And you can also toggle on and off connected DNA matches so that those icons don't show if you have that particular desire. You can also click on the little pull down Nancy Busby's DNA test. If you have other family members that you have linked to your account, like maybe you have children or a parent or a spouse that you're managing their account, those will show up on this pull down menu. When you're done looking at that, you click the X in the top right hand corner to close that window. All right, so I'm going to walk you through looking at a summary card now, and I'm going to select this person in the middle, Jesse Eli Dempsey. When you click on a person's name in the family tree, it will pull up this summary card that gives you a few little quick shortcuts to get to different views for that person. If you click on profile, that takes you to the individual's profile page, where you can see really just everything you've entered in Ancestry about them. You can see hints, you can do searches from here, see their gallery, type in a life story, print things, all of the things you can do on an individual person with research or with adding, building that history of that person happens on the profile page. On the summary card, the next tab over, which is search, will take you to a search that is specific to that individual. So if I want to do some searching through the data of Ancestry, specifically on Jesse Eli Dempsey, I just click on search, and it's going to auto fill in on the left-hand side all of his search information. You'll see at the top his name, Jesse Eli Dempsey in blue. When you're done looking at the search and you want to go back to their profile page, you can click on their name there after you've had a chance to look through and explore all the options, all the available matches in the search. Okay, so that, again, clicking on his name takes us back to the profile page, and you can get back to the tree by clicking on the green tree icon in the top left. Okay, another item on summary card is a quick edit. If you click on this, it just opens up some of their basic vital information. If you want to update or change any of that, you can do that with a quick edit. And click save or cancel when you're done looking at that. And the last one is a tool menu, which will drop down. You can view his family tree. So this will put Jesse, if I click on that, it puts Jesse in the number 1 position on the tree. So I click on that, and then I'm looking at Jesse in the number 1 position. I can see how far out his tree goes, and it lists who his spouse is, his parents, his children, and then even farther down below that is siblings. Okay. Also from the summary card, you can add a relative, and it will prompt you, who would you like to add, brother, sister, spouse, or child? And then you click on the one you want to add, fill in that information, and it adds it to your tree. Adding tags. We're going to go over tags a little bit here. So when you click on add tags, over here on the right hand side, it's going to open up this little workspace, and you can do different tags for Jesse or the person that you picked. Under my tree tags, you can create a custom tag. When you click on that, it opens, so you could have it prompts you to make your category of your custom tag kind of broad so that it can apply to a lot of people. Like maybe I want to have a tag that is born in Georgia. Maybe I want to be able to pull up at a drop of a hat any of my ancestors who were born in Georgia, or ancestors who were born in Sweden, or whatever your custom tag wants to be. You can give it a little description there, and then click create when you're done. You can also create tags for DNA information. You can have life experience tags like joined the military, or got married, or relationship tags, and also research status tags. I really like using this one because I can say that I'm actively researching it, or or maybe this is a dead end that I haven't been able to get any farther with. You can do some fun things with that to be able to find your way back into the tree of where you're at with people you're currently researching. You can also add notes to the individual. So as you're doing research, you might have notes you want to add about the research you're doing. Just understand that notes can only be viewed by the owner and those invited to the tree as an editor. So in other words, only you, the creator of the tree, or people you invited as an editor, can see the notes that you type in. The next tab over, comments. Comments are public. So if your tree is public, any comments that you make on a deceased person in your tree will be public as well. So that's the differentiation there between your notes column for an individual and comments. If your tree is private, just know that only people that you've invited to view your tree can see your comments. If you comment on someone else's tree, anyone who can see that tree can see your comment. So I guess that's the exception to the rule. So there's comments are public if your tree is public, but comments are not public if your tree is private. except for people you've invited to view your tree. And if you comment on anyone else's tree, there you can do that. Just know that those comments are public. So be respectful and kind as you choose what comments to make on trees, as you share information and collaborate with others, which is what one of the things that makes Ancestry another great resource is collaborating, in my opinion. Okay. When you're done working in that workspace with tags and notes and comments, you can close that. And then the last item on this is delete this person. I've had it happen to me, and I've had people ask me, how do I accidentally created a duplicate of somebody. One way to deal with this is to delete the person. You can also merge individuals within the same tree. But if for any reason you need to delete a person that you've added to your tree, sometimes that can happen when you're sharing information back and forth between Family Search and Ancestry. Sometimes you'll accidentally get duplicate people, but anyway, just know that you can get to that from this summary page. Okay, back to the tree. We're going to look on the top right-hand side now under Tree Search. When you click on that, you can type the name of the person in your tree that you would like to find. So when you click on Tree Search, it is going to show you the person who last viewed. You can click on List View of All People, and it also will. You can also have it take you to your home person. Often that is yourself, but other times it will be maybe you might change the home person in your tree settings to be the person you're currently researching, so you can quickly get back to that name. So if you're looking for someone, you can start typing their name in this tree search window, and you'll see I typed the name William, and it starts to bring up suggestions of Williams that are in my tree, so that you can do a quick click on, like if I was looking for William Enoch Covey, I could then just type William and he comes up. I can click on his name. The filters, when you click on filters, that is going to open up a window where you can sort by tags, by DNA tags, by life experience tags, the relationship tags, and the research tags. So I showed you where you could create these tags for individual people from the summary card. Well, this is where you go to view those collection of information. Like if you have a tag that said fought in the Civil War, you might have a tag that says that's a custom tag for that. And you could click on that and it will show you all your ancestors you've tagged who fought in the Civil War. Here's an example. You might have, I've got one that's people born in Ireland. So when I'm doing Irish research, I like to be able to go back to the people in my family line who originate in Ireland, so I can kind of refresh my memory on where I'm going with those. And then the DNA tags. If you've done a DNA test through Ancestry, this option's available to you. There's the common ancestor and a DNA connection, which means there's some kind of a relative path through a common ancestor, and a person who's on your DNA match list. Life experience tags. I've got a few examples in here. They're an immigrant, military service, they're royalty or nobility. There are other ones too. And of course you can make custom tags for anything that's specific to your tree and your individuals. And then relationship tags. I think these can be very helpful. I really like that I can have a tag people who were never married. If I can have that on their profile page, then I don't spend time going back and trying to find, oh, did they have a spouse? If that is known that someone's not married or never had children, sometimes it's nice to know if someone was an orphan, did their parents die before they were 18? little things like that can prompt you to, oh, I should go look in the probate records or wills and see if I can find information about this child and their parents. You can also put information about adoptions. You can label direct to ancestors, all kinds of relationship tags there that you can sort by and filter by. And then the research status tags, I briefly mentioned those, but these are some of the options they give you. You're actively researching, you have a hypothesis, and you're trying to figure out how they fit within the tree. It's even got an option for unverified. Maybe you have information that you saw somewhere else and you're interested in trying to verify it, but you just haven't yet. You can also tag your research with all those kinds of things. Okay, and then it will take you to the last person you viewed. If I click on that, it takes you to that person's profile page. And I'm going to go back to that tree search list. And if you click on list all people, this is where you can see a list of all the people who you have entered on your tree in Ancestry. You can filter by last name alphabetically. You can search by first name or last name. And then it's got these hot link keys to click on their name if there's someone who you want to. So you can scroll through and get a quick overview of the people in your tree. At the top, it is going to show you the number of people that you have in your tree. And then to the right is also well, let's see, let's look at that. So if I click on people, this is where you'll click on those letters to filter by last name, or you can type in a first name and sort that way. And then the hints, I've got 9,565 hints. If you want to see the hints by person, you can click on that and look at all the hints that Ancestry offers. I feel like, man, I've got so much to do in family history. I focus on hints for the people I'm doing research on. I've tried to go through and just carte blanche go through and attach hints and look at hints and decide if they're valid or not. And man, there are so many hints available out there. I don't think I'd have time to do that in my lifetime, in addition to all the other things I do. But if that's something you want to browse through and find specific people in hints, you can do that there. Okay, back to our family tree now. If you click on print, it's going to give you a preview of your tree that will be formatted in, it's formatted so you can print it to like 11 by 17 or 8.5 by 11 to your printer. And it does give other options, creating a book, creating a poster, creating a calendar. Those are, I believe, paid services that are available through Ancestry. But if you just want to print to your home computer, you click on print up here in the top left, and it will ask you the destination. So if you want to create a PDF or select your printer, and then the number of copies you want, all the typical things you see on a print screen, that's where you can print your tree. Okay, to expand your tree out to the next generation, you will see these gray arrows. Some of them are dark gray and some of them have just a light dashed line around it. If you click on the gray arrow, then that opens up the next generation from that person. And then when you click on that again, it will close that. All right, I'm going to go back to Jesse's profile page and click on profile. Let me check the time here and see how we're doing. Okay, we're doing really good. All right, I'm going to click on profile. And in the profile page, you may or may not see, I'll put it that way, this gray menu bar that goes across the middle. That is something that can be toggled on and off. I personally like to have it on just because I like to have those menu options visible on the profile page. But if you don't see it, if you look up to the right under tools, there's a pull down menu for tools, and those items are all in that pull down menu. So view and tree, view notes, view comments, merged with the duplicate, save to tree, print, member connect. And then the very last one, show research tools, will toggle that gray menu bar on the profile page on and off. Personally, I like to have it on. I always recommend people have it on, but that's where you can turn that on and off as you desire. So when I click that, you can see that little gray menu bar went away. Okay, come to the end of this presentation right now. And so you have learned to navigate the tree menus and the summary card and their menus, and also to get to the profile page. And we'll be doing a deeper dive on the profile page as we talk next time about searching and adding information and sources to a person. And that will be the next class that comes up. And the next one I teach after that will be comparing Ancestry with Family Search. And that would be sharing information back and forth between those two trees, plus how to use information, some little tips and tricks on using the information that you have on your Ancestry DNA test, if you have one. Thanks for joining me. I can be reached if you have questions by email at busby.missionary@gmail.com. And I also have the slide deck for my presentations at my website, Nancy Busby Family History. It's actually just familyhistory.com. I need to change that where it says Weebly. I think either one will get you there, but anyway, it is Nancy Busby familyhistory.com, and you can download or view any of these slides if you want a review of what we went over.